Hello everyone, guess who learned that I will be technically moving tomorrow? I would been moving today, but things happened. So, and sorry for not making this video yesterday, that was not part of the plan. I just passed out. So, this is what Deku was trained by the Ghost team. I think part 2. I didn't put part 1 on the remake, yeah. So, don't worry about that. So, last time what happened was Midoriya was at the funeral of his father, Sasasi Midoriya. And, well, since I didn't see any comics to say who Sasasi's friend was, as one of my friends simply said, it was Stain. Stain is now a Ghost team member who's going, fall and train Midoriya now. So, oh, Izuku, he still doesn't know what's going on. He's only around 5 years old. Like, like, the poor kid, basically. But it's going to be a time skip until uh, his last day in middle school. Well, like, Izuku, he's still being bullied, yes. Not because he doesn't have a quirk. It's quite the opposite. It's because he has technically a villainous quirk. But Midoriya does not care. Midoriya has been training with Stain, which Izuku calls him Uncle Stain. Which, just so you know, the Stain arc is still going to happen, if you know Stain is helping Midoriya. So, Izuku. So, when the teacher gets in there, he throws up the paper saying, I know y'all want to be heroes, yada yada yada. But, the teacher says, I got 2 students who wants to go to UA. Hey, one is Kansi Bakugo, and the other one is Izuku Midoriya. Which everyone doesn't really laugh at Midoriya wanting to go to UA. People think he can, but he doesn't really stand up for himself, and he doesn't really use his quirk too much. Some people are just starting to think Izuku's quirkless, but he's not. And Izuku, which Bakugo will say the same thing in canon. He will tell Izuku to jump and hope for a better quirk in his next life, and blows up his notebook and walking out. But when Izuku's walking down the exact same alleyway, Izuku simply turns into Miss on instinct. He didn't know why he did it, but something was telling him to do it. So, just to be in case, he did turn into his ghost form. And when Whistlewood's villain does attack, Whistlewood's villain goes right through Midoriya. And Izuku is basically, he is just standing there while Whistlewood's villain is attacking him. And Whistlewood's villain is like, what is this, some type of ghost? Which Midoriya is like, but are you scared of ghosts? And with Izuku's just flying around, kind of scratching at the Sludge villain. Which Sludge villain is like, how you're doing that? Which Midoriya is like, you shouldn't pick a fight that you couldn't hurt someone. Which Sludge villain is like, okay kid, I think I get it. It's Midoriya, just untransforms, and then All Might appears, doing his Texas punch. Smash. and supplying the swords villain everywhere. And this before All Might jumps, actually, Izuku still grabs All Might's leg. Everything happens canon like that. And Izuku would ask, could he become a hero with his type of quirk? And which All Might would say yes. Yes, and All Might would jump off. Just so you know, I'm misspoken about canon. All Might still had Slud's a villain. So yeah, that was a little bit of a difference. But as Isaac was walking away, actually when Isaac gets home, saying which Inko would say, Izuku, Uncle Stain wants you to meet him at this beach. He says it will be for training for UA. Miss Isaac will nod and will say thank you to Inko and at what time. Miss Inko explains at what time it will be. And Inko says, oh yeah, apparently Uncle Stain has a surprise for you. So, like a couple hours later, Izuku's now just getting to Deku Beach, and Stain's waiting for him. And Izuku says, "Hey, Uncle, you ready for our training?" But Stain is like, "Yes, but at first, I want to give you something." But Stain on. Let me find if I have the gear. You know what? Never mind. This is what, like, huh. I probably will find a different, ghost costume later, but this is what Izuku sees. His very own ghost costume. And Stain is like, at least do me one favor when you become a hero. And what's Izuku's like, yeah? And Stain will say, please make that your hero costume to represent the ghost. Which Izuku would nod his head. And Izuku would say, I will also represent my father. Which Stain will smile and just kind of pat Midori on the head. And Stain will say, hey, well, I'm going, since you know how to fire firearms, I know not hand-to-hand combat, basically everything I taught you, right? Which Midori will nod, and which Stain will say, now we're gonna have to build your body, so I want you to clean this place. Which Izuku will nod once again and start cleaning. Yeah, so it takes this amount of time as a canon, but All Might has chosen Mirio to be his successor. Which, at one point in time, All Might and Mirio would be going to Videka Beach to train. Which All Might would see Izuku training at the beach. Which Mirio is like, wow, I didn't know someone was training here, Mr. All Might. Which All Might would say, I didn't know either. But let's go talk to those two. It's Mirio just nod his head, and All Might's form is like, says hi to both of them. Which Stain is like, who are you? And I'm guessing that's your grandson. It's All Might is like, no. I'm just going to be his trainer. I was going to ask if we could also train here. Which Stain would nod his head. And Mirio is like, ask Midori if they could spar. Which Izuku would nod his head. And like, yeah, that's right, I actually should probably saw someone. Else have been my uncle. When Stain is like, hey, Izuku's like, no offense. But anyways, are we going to do it with or without quirks? With Mario's like, let me try, let's do it with our quirks. And with Stain will have a pretty decent smile, saying, alright, you two, go have fun. And Izuku, make sure you don't break any bones for the kid. And which Izuku would not. Wait 1 second, need some more. So, both of them start expiring. Which, it's like, there are times where Miro just phased through Izuku's punches. And it's now Midoriya's turn to start using his quirk. And Izuku just turns into a ghost. I have to look for the picture again and resave it, but don't worry guys, I still have it somewhere. But if you don't know what it looks like, go back in one of my past videos to see what it looks like. But anyways, back to the video. Well, Izuku is basically like, Miro's trying to punch Midori, but his punches are going right through him. Which, Miss Miro is like, huh, it seems like you have the same quirk as me. Which Izuku would say, no we don't. I'm just a ghost inside your mind. And which Midoriya will knock out Mirio. So, I'm going to leave it off here. And I want to thank you all for watching. If you guys watched, I hope you enjoyed, hope you liked, I hope you sub. Only thing you guys really want you to do is just share the video. Yeah, that's about it. Like, subbing and rest, I don't care for it, it's up to you at that point. But, yeah, won't be making any videos for a little while. So, if you don't hear from me, I'm still moving.